What was the silent rebellion at your school and how did you break it? During my sophomore year, our school administration decided the cafeteria had become too noisy. Their solution was to implement a new rule banning talking during lunch. The idea was that silence would somehow create a more productive and orderly environment. Unsurprisingly, everyone thought the rule was ridiculous. Lunch was the one time of day when students could relax, socialize, and unwind, and now they expected us to eat in silence as if we were in some sort of food meditation class. On the first day, the cafeteria felt eerie. The usual sounds of laughter and conversation were replaced by an awkward silence. Cafeteria monitors wandered the room, shushing anyone who dared to whisper. Dropping a fork or scooting a chair suddenly seemed deafening in the oppressive quiet. Students exchanged incredulous looks across the tables, struggling to believe this was really happening. Then, partway through lunch, one student decided to push back. From the back of the cafeteria came a single, slow clap. Another followed, then another. Before long, the entire cafeteria was clapping in unison. It was loud, disruptive, and brilliant because it didn't technically violate the no talking rule. The teachers and monitors looked flustered, unsure how to respond. After all, they couldn't exactly punish students for clapping. By the next day, the administration amended the rule to include a ban on clapping, but we weren't about to give up. That day we switched to tapping our spoons against the tables. The cafeteria erupted into a chaotic, rhythmic metallic symphony as hundreds of students joined in. Once again it was loud and once again it didn't break the no talking rule. The monitors and teachers looked helpless. On day 3 tapping was banned too, so we moved to humming. A soft, eerie hum filled the cafeteria like a monastery chant, and when that was forbidden, we shifted to snapping our fingers. The sound of hundreds of students snapping in unison was oddly creepy yet oddly effective. Each time the administration banned one form of rebellion, we adapted with another. We fake coughed, shuffled our trays in unison, stamped our feet lightly under the tables and more. It became a silent yet loud language of resistance. The teachers were exhausted, and it was clear the administration was struggling to keep up. The rebellion had turned into a full-fledged battle of wills between students determined to prove their point and administrators desperate to maintain control. After a week of this back and forth, the administration finally relented. They called a school-wide assembly, presenting what they framed as a compromise, but it was clear we had won. The rule was repealed and replaced with a more reasonable guideline to keep noise levels manageable. Even some of the teachers admitted later that the original rule was unrealistic and unnecessary. Looking back, the silent rebellion became one of the most memorable moments of high school. We didn't simply accept an absurd rule. We found creative ways to challenge it without directly breaking it. It was a victory for student unity and a reminder that even in silence, our voices could be heard.